All right, welcome to the video. So this is going to be a very short one today. It's going to be a little different than the usual content. We're not going to be doing any decoding, but instead we're going to be looking at an earthquake. So before we begin here, I'm just going to read a quick and simple gospel. John chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And that's all you have to do. All you have to do is believe in him. It doesn't matter how good of a person you've been in your life, or how often you give to charity, or how often you've went to church. Sorry if I'm laughing. My dog's like licking my leg here. Shiloh, move. So it doesn't matter how often you go to church, or how good of a person you think you've been, or the things you've done in your life. The only thing that matters is believing in him and his sacrifice on the cross. That's he is the narrow gate, the narrow way. All you have to do is believe in him. So the first thing that we're going to look at here is just a video that came out earlier tonight. It's a short video, only 38 seconds long, and we're just going to watch that now.
President Zelensky has confirmed he's ready to sign a minerals deal with the United States. That's despite the heated exchange with President Trump at the White House, which unfolded in front of the media. Mr. Zelensky maintains Ukraine has a strong relationship with the US. He says he wants to move forward with the policy.
We are not making any steps back. This is our policy to be consistent. Regardless of what happened before, we are constructive. If we agreed that it will be signed, from our side, we are ready to sign. I honestly think the United States will be ready as well. Maybe they need time to analyze some things.
President Zelensky.
All right, so within the context of that, we're just going to read a verse of scripture now. So for a lot of you, this is probably going to be very, very familiar. But for some, for anyone that hasn't read the Bible, we'll just read it and go over the context. So this is First Thessalonians chapter 5. So I'll just, verse 3. So I'll just read this now. So, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So so essentially the context of this is the Apostle Paul's writing to the church of Thessalonica, and he's telling them what they can expect to see within the world that'll precede the tribulation or the day of the Lord, or for anyone that's not biblical, the apocalypse per se. So what he's saying here is they're going to be looking for, or we're going to be looking for, an announcement of peace and safety, and this is going to precede the sudden destruction and the tribulation. So the big mystery within this verse is, who is they? So who is that's going to bring the announcement of peace and safety, that's going to bring the sudden destruction and the tribulation? So with that in mind, we're just going to look now at an earthquake. So this may seem very, very unrelated for some, but it might seem no surprise at all what I'm going to read. So just keep listening, and it'll be interesting. So an earthquake of magnitude 5.3 occurred early evening on Sunday, November 3rd, 2024, at 7:03 local time near Avosmos, Thessaloniki, Central Macedonia, Greece. According to preliminary data, the quake was located at a shallow depth of 11 kilometers. So we have a 5.3 earthquake occurring at 7:03 local time. So local time in Greece is Greenwich plus 2. So it's for anyone not familiar with time zones, Greenwich is essentially the UK time zone. It's very universal. It's essentially Big Ben. That's what it is. So Greece is Greenwich plus 2 hours. So if we adjust the local time in Greece for Greenwich time, then we would be looking at 5:03 local time. So then we would have a magnitude 5.3 earthquake at 5:03 local time. So very, very interesting that alone. So next we're going to look at the date that it occurred. So Sunday, November 3rd, 2024. So for anyone that doesn't remember what was going on during that time, I'll just pull it up right now. So that earthquake preceded the U.S. elections. So very, very interesting. So perhaps that is a nod to who is going to bring the announcement of peace and safety that'll precede the sudden destruction. So another thing we're going to pull from this is we're going to read this again. So according to preliminary data, the quake was located at a shallow depth of 11 kilometers. So we're going to go look at Strong's Concordance. So anyone that's not familiar with Strong's Concordance, it's a believed to be divinely inspired list of a number assigned to every word in the Bible, both Hebrew and Greek. So we're going to go to 11. So Hebrew 11 is Abaddon. Abaddon is often used to denote a place of destruction or the realm of the dead, akin to Sheol. So, very interesting. So, now we're just going to tie everything together here. So, we have an earthquake of a magnitude of 5.3 occurring on November 3rd, 2024 at 5:03 Greenwich time at a depth of 11 kilometers that denotes destruction. And this occurred right by where the church of Thessalonica was located in Thessaloniki, where Paul wrote them this verse here. So, very, very interesting. To some, this is probably going to be no surprise at all. To others, this might be a bit of eye rolling or maybe just thought provoking. But yeah, it's very interesting. Perhaps a nod from God as to who is going to bring that announcement of peace and safety that is going to precede the sudden destruction and the tribulation. So, definitely something to think about. But thank you for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends. God bless. Take care.